Hello everybody and welcome to another fly tying session with your host Scott. In this session we're going to be tying a bloodworm. It's quite a simple pattern actually, it only uses 2 or 3 ingredients. We're going to be tying this one to be used for carp fishing. It is possible to actually catch carp on a fly very similar to this under an indicator. Another good pattern for carp is the okie dokie, just for your information. So this one will be put in the nymphs and the carp flies playlist, and because it's a carp fly we've gone for a slightly thicker wire with this one. We're using a size 12 B110, which is known as the Grubber. They're a great buzzer hook if you need a bit of extra wire for a strong fish like a carp, or if you need a little bit of extra weight to get to sink a bit quicker without the use of wire or beads. We're going to need a red thread. This is a uni thread in red, 8/0. We're going to need a fine red tinsel. I'm using a holographic tinsel in red. This is really good for the ribs of a bloodworm, and this is made by a company called Spectra Madeira. Colour code's 515. And then we're going to finish the whole fly off with a UV resin. This one's a Vineyard low viscosity one. I have got a fresh one here that I haven't opened yet, that's still got the labels on. It's that one. And there we are. Oh, and to finish the thorax we're going to be using this material. This is a UV nail polish that I've got from work. This one's in red. They are actually very useful, these are. They're quite thick, and they set with the usual UV lamps, so don't be afraid to use them. Talking of UV lamps, I've forgotten mine. There we go. Right, so we'll get started. We want to be doing close turns from the eye, which is unusual for me, but with this pattern it needs to be done. You're going to get to about there, and then we're going to tie the tinsel in. Now this particular version of the tinsel seems to curl up. To stop it from doing that, you can grab a length of it and just give it a gentle stretch, and that just gets rid of the curl. Just makes it a bit easier to work with. And there isn't really a lot to this fly, it's literally just a buzzer pattern really. There are other bloodworm patterns out there with tails, and you can use a flexi floss in red. I was going to keep it simple with this one. So you want to go down to the middle of the bend really, and then come back up. And we're going to create a tapered body with the thread. And stop about there. And then on the way back down, stop about there. And that's where we want to finish the rib for the tinsel. Just use your left index finger just to hold the tinsel in place between turns. Excuse me, so you can get even turns and get them to hold there. And once you get to there, there's no need to really do anything with your index finger. It should hold by itself. So then we're going to tie this in, but we're not going to trim it. We're going to use this to make the thorax as well. So you're going to come back on yourself. You don't want the thorax to be particularly prominent on this fly, mainly because it's very difficult to wind the tinsel on a prominent thorax because it tends to slip. But also the natural doesn't really have a prominent thorax. Do close turns of the red tinsel. And then tie that in. You can use super glue to give you a hand with that if it's slipping. And then just tidy up the head a little bit. Now I like to half hitch to finish. You can whip finish if you prefer. Whoops. There we are, all done. And trim close. It's not looking too bad. Then we're going to get our UV resin and then we're going to build up the thorax a little bit. We'll do the rest of the body later. Try not to get it in the eye of the hook, because you'll need a drill to get it out. Now you could use a different viscosity UV resin if you prefer here. It's easy to get the shape that you want with that. And then set. I think we may need a new battery in this torch. That's better. So then we get our red nail varnish. This is a special UV nail varnish. It's quite expensive stuff, but it's good for this purpose. I'm just going to draw a line across the top like that, across the top of the thorax. You're basically making a thorax cover with it. And then I'm going to use your dubbing needle to finish it off. You need quite a steady hand to do this. Now we're going to set that. You need a bit longer with the UV nail varnishes. And then we're going to do the body with the clear varnish. I normally start where the fly finishes on the bend of the hook. It's important that you get some in on the hook itself, because the water will get underneath it. And when you've finished it, you'll end up with something that's very close to the natural. Take your time with it until you get the finish that you want. I think we're pretty close there. Obviously you can use this fly for trout as well, but I'm actually tying this one for my carp box. That's it, that's pretty much it. It just needs a light coating of varnish on it, or leave it in the sun. And there we have it. That is the UV bloodworm. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one, which will probably be an okie dokie. Bye bye for now.